Something. All right, we are live. Welcome to America's Islamic Heritage Museum, Behind the Artists, with special guest, Misunderstood. I know her as Tavasha, knowing you for more than 10 years now, man. It's crazy, right?
And I haven't aged a bit.
Haven't really, and that's real. Hip hop pioneer, really the first Muslim woman hip hop artist I actually remember, and I've been doing this for more than 10 years myself. So I'm really glad that you accepted the invitation. Welcome, Misunderstood. And we have our co-host and museum answer, Miriam Abdullah. Thank you for coming and joining. So before we get in, if Miriam, if you could just give us a little bit of background on Misunderstood.
All right. Creative, charismatic, courageous. Those are 3 words to describe New York native Tavasha Shannon, also known as Misunderstood. Misunderstood is a public speaker, educator, battle rapper, and hip hop artist. She is also an advocate against domestic violence and police brutality. Tavasha started writing rhymes at the age of 11 while attending the Elliman School in Queens, New York. She started out rhyming in ciphers in the streets of New York and various nightclubs. She continued to pursue her love for hip hop while attending Borough of Manhattan Community College. She became the first female battle champion in 2003. She is the female originator of #Halal Bars. She has toured London, Sweden, Ireland, France, and parts of the US. She has appeared in many documentaries, and she appeared in a movie titled 40-Year-Old Version, directed by Rhoda Blank and produced by Lena Waithe, which can be found on Netflix. Misunderstood also appeared in the October issue of Vogue Arabia in an article titled Meet the New Generation of Female Black MCs. February 2022, she was featured in an article on Gumbo titled On the Roots and Rhymes of Black Muslim Women in Hip Hop. Woo. That's pretty extensive.
Yeah, man. Welcome. Misunderstood now. Ain't that why?
Thank y'all for having me.
Let's start out. Why did you choose the name Misunderstood? It almost seems like that's the name that has followed you. Talk about that name.
Well, for starters, I would love to change my name now. You know, I've been misunderstood now for as long as, since I came out. And I'm looking to change it, but it's like when you are building a brand, you have to keep continuity. And it's like if Misunderstood is already not like a household name, like everybody all over the world or all over the US continent, whatever, doesn't know about me. I've got this little amount of followers. I can't go and change my name because then, I might lose the people that were with me. Other people might not be able to keep up with what I'm doing. And only artists I feel that are established, are able to do like or alter ego if you're established, right? So we've seen that with Beyonce. She could come in and do Sasha Fierce and be 2 different people and other people can beat. So it looks like I can't change it. Although I wanted something like Gangsta and Hood. I want to change my name to, please, whatever y'all do, don't judge me. I was thinking about having a rap name Miriam the Mercenary and changing my name to something else where it's like, wow. Like if they get a fresh start and we just pretend like we don't even know who Misunderstood is. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm able to do that where I'm at right now. But how I came up with Misunderstood, it was just really about my work being in words being misconstrued around. So I felt it was befitting the title because whenever I said something, people always were trying to tell me what I meant or what my goal was or what my intentions was. So for example, if I make a record that talks about domestic violence or a record that's supposed to be empowering women, they automatically say I'm a feminist. But I've never done none of the other stuff that, like, I guess feminists would do, other than make these songs. Like, I wasn't in anybody's marches. I'm not like, so I was like, okay, automatically I'm a feminist because of this. Or it's I hate men. Who said that? Like, I have a brother. I actually have a couple of brothers. I have a father that, I have a relationship with. I have, so the thing is, I have male that I know that I'm, constantly, vibing with and stuff. So where did y'all get I hate men? They got that when I made a record about, marriages that were going bad in the Islamic community, how it was like a revolving door and women were being used for, like, sex, temporarily. Or I might make a record, about, so it just was always only a small percentage of people will really get me and be like, what, I know what the sister was trying to do, but other people will like really spin it. So I said, dang, man, I'm just so misunderstood. That's not even what I meant. Like, that's not even what I'm trying to do or whatever. Or, if when I did add certain aspects of the deen, like Quranic verses into things, well, I was always told that I was trying to make something that the religion and our Lord has made not permissible, has made haram, forbidden. I was trying to make it halal. And I just was just like, I never went around and was at music conferences telling people this is what they should get into, or y'all should all come. It was just like, I just did my thing. And that was it. And I just wanted to do my thing and be supported by the community. But I wasn't out here trying to make changes in a religion. Like, except, unless you talk about like moral changes, like within things that would happen within yourself, then yeah. But I wasn't really like, I'm not going to name drop because then that wouldn't be good. But there's like, for example, I wasn't out here trying to, I don't think I was trying to change religion or, combat a lot of the texts, or I even would say all the time that I'm struggling with what I'm doing. Like, I'm grappling with it. Like, music is my guilty pleasure. Like, it's my vice. Like, I never really said it was religious, although I did say I was doing Islamic hip hop, and I said I made it up, but we didn't add it to text. We didn't add it to a hadith book. We didn't add it on as a Quran thing. We didn't. So still misunderstood though in 2023. Because don't let me make a record about child support. They were like, oh my God, she hates men. Like,
so that being all right, so let's actually rewind a little bit. So because it definitely sounds like you have just from what you said, a lot of you've gone through a lot trying to do this art thing. So talk about your Muslim journey coming into Islam. How'd you come into Islam, and then after that, why did you start doing music in the first place?
Well, I came into Islam because my father is Muslim, so we were Catholic. My dad converted, so then my dad brought it, into the household. He brought it home. I went to Islamic school, Shiite Islamic school, actually. And, I went to the mosque on Fridays. When I went to public school, he'd come get me out of public school to take me to the mosque, I baked cake with my mom to sell at the mosque. I was like, I was involved and stuff. And then, it was Ramadan. He took me for iftars and different things. So that's how I'm Muslim because of that. But when you become Muslim, or you are either, if you're born Muslim or you become Muslim because.
Did she break up, man?
Yeah, just a little, but I think it might jump back in.
Are we good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you become Muslim because of your parents or through your parents, people will really try to discredit the level of religion. So of course I took Shahada as an adult to make it like solidified that although I came into this as like a child and as a young person, I'm not an adult making a conscious decision by myself without have nothing to do with my parents, and you know, nothing to do with no one else but me. So then I've been rapping. Actually, I started rapping in the strict Islamic school I was going to. The school was dry, it was boring, like most schools that have
Like
rules.
most
Like them Islamic schools got rules, you know, stay, don't talk to the boys, you know, you guys stay on this side of the classroom, or y'all in separate classrooms, know this, know that, know this, know that. So I just
Lost again.
oh,
Lost you again.
is it? Are we there?
I'm back. Yeah, we're here.
Oh,
We're
I
here.
said many of people coming out of the office in the school with red hands and tears because they was getting hit with rulers. You know, people were getting demerits. So with that type of strict environment, you know, as a young person, you want to know where the fun at. Like, where's the excitement? Like, what is happening here? Like this whole thing, we had them Sister Mary Clarence hijabs with the you know, the uniforms going all the way to the ankle, plaid and stuff. Like, this ain't it. So, you know, I just started writing as an outlet for fun. And, you know, and they will be coming in the bathroom to hear me rap, the little other Muslimas, and then it kind of blossomed into something that I was doing more, you know. Then I just started, you know, I was watching.
Having connection issues.
I'm having it, or you having it?
So I have you dropping out. Is she dropping out to you, Miriam?
Yeah, it's dropping out. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on Wi-Fi?
Maybe check my Wi-Fi. I think we should be on. It say connected.
Okay. I can hear you now. It's just sometimes it's dropping out. It's getting a little.
Yeah. I got Spectrum.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all got that or who knows what that is. But yeah, I don't know what you and I'm scared if I disconnect and reconnect it, we might not be together.
Yeah. Don't disconnect it. Just we'll just go. Hopefully it'll get better.
So I know you said like you started rapping while you were in Muslim school, but like what was like, so pre-Islam, were you still very artistic, and did you like rap before Islam, or were you into rap? Did you like listening to rap? Like, what was your exposure to rap?
Well, my exposure to rap came from like my aunts and what you heard like at barbecues, block parties and events. So, you know, as a younger girl, I remember Salt and Pepper. Definitely. I remember them. I remember Heavy D being played. I remember Rob Bass. It takes two to make a thing go right. You know, I remember those records. So I did like hip hop growing up. I just tried myself with the rap, and then I was, you know, at first nobody's good when they first start. When they first start, you think you are. Like, you think you fine, you think you good. But no, you just put some stuff together, some of your stuff rhyme, but it might be a little corny, but it's with, you know, working at it. But in hip hop, like when I was growing up and I was that young girl trying to rap and stuff like that, around that time, you know, Little Kim was out, Foxy Brown was out, the Brat was out, the Eves, all of them, they were out. But when Little Kim first came out, I bought the cassette tape for hardcore. I was listening to my Walkman and everything. And my dad said, yo, let me borrow that.
Uh-oh.
He wanted to borrow my cassette tape and everything. And I was just like, borrow it. Like, why you gotta? And I let him borrow my Lil Kim tape. And then when he came home, I said, where's my tape? And he said, in the garbage where it belongs. And now there was so much for my no time for paper. So, you know, And then you gotta, you go to listening in secret, you sneaking to listen to certain stuff or whatever. But now that, when it was happening, I didn't really understand it. I'm like, it's hip hop, everybody listen to this, like why you tripping? But as an older adult, even now, I appreciate that at that time because, when you look at the music that's being put out and what the young girls have to listen to and what's the message, you be like, Dad, this is totally not for people who are 11 and 12.
Right.
So that wasn't it. But yeah, I always loved hip hop. I felt like we had I'm sorry, I don't have one of them brown sugar relationship songs where I could be like, I first fell in love with hip hop when I was, because I don't even remember though, really, not for real, when I really, really fell in love. I just know that, I used to tape everybody's stuff, their videos come on. I would tape their videos on the VHS if I liked it. I used to wait. I couldn't buy videos from like the box or different things. I just wait. You wait all night till someone orders a video and pay, and you could watch, the people you want to watch. Watching Video Music Box. I grew up on that. Ralph McDaniels and Video Music Box and them different outlets to watch the videos. And yeah, hip hop is, and now look at it, running things. Hip hop is, we love hip hop.
Right. So understanding that influence, why did you choose to rap about Islam?
Well, I chose to rap about Islam after I seen the success of the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. When I seen how she was able to, don't forget about the thing, the Sarata Mustaqeen, and she was moving in some things like, she was kind of like, yo, something about the jinn,
Oh yeah.
And just different stuff. When I was seeing her put it in, I said, dag, and she became successful with it. It sold a lot of records. She got Grammys, and then I said, so you mean to tell me I don't got to rap about drugs, guns, sex, this stuff? Oh boy, I could do this. So before Lauryn Hill, I had hood raps. I had street raps. And I was talking about guns. I was talking about drugs. I was talking about sex. I was talking about money, and then when I seen what she did, she inspired me so much. And she's my favorite to this day. I don't care if she late to all her shows. I don't care if she don't put out another album or she not putting out music regularly. I don't care about none of that. I don't care if she was with Wyclef. Who cares? She is so dope to me, and she always inspires me. And I still go to her shows. I mean, I just know better, so I know to have a babysitter on deck. Already you plan ahead. How much time you're gonna be out and stuff like that. I learned the hard way, but yeah. So I got inspired by her, and I watched her, and she made me want to do it. And then I said, yo, I'm gonna do this. And I did. And then that's how Dunya Dean came to be, because I was like, I'm about to do such and such. And nobody really was trying to get behind it. I had a manager at the time, and he wasn't trying to hear it. He was like, oh, I said, I want to make music like Common and Mos Def, and they selling records, they go and go. And then he was like, gold ain't no money. But I do this because and at that time I wasn't even big on listening to Mos Def or Common. It was just that I knew they were conscious rappers, and I knew they gave a message, and I was just like, okay, I want to start giving a message in my music. I want to be inspiring in that way. So then came me rapping. That was the start of the first lady of Islamic hip hop. There was no such thing as Islamic hip hop, even though I wonder what Native Dean and all the other people who were doing it, the men that were doing it, what they were calling it, because I don't remember where I got Islamic hip hop from, but yeah.
Yeah. When did you first release something? What was the year?
I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't remember when I released anything, because I was not documenting properly. So now you ask me in 2022, I'm not going to remember because I wasn't documenting properly. And yeah, I'd probably have to find the CD cover, see if something was written on it, like if I wrote something, you know, something of that sort. But I know I did that. I was still in high school, and I want to think that I was like about I want to think that I was 17. I want to think that I was around that age, 17, 18 or so. Around there. Yeah, I want to think that that was right.
So you're not gonna give us a year because you don't want us to reveal your age.
No, I'm not gonna give you a year because I really truly don't remember.
So what's the era? What's the time period or era? Because we, being it's a historical thing, we want to kind of get an era or area of time. Like what was going on in that era? Who was hot in the mainstream? Like what was, when you did something?
I would want to think the people that were hot were the people that I wrote, rapped over their instrumentals for the Doing Your Dean. I would want to, I did Nas Got Yourself a Gun. So I'm trying to figure out which album that was. That was from not Stillmatic. It was that? Maybe I think that was Stillmatic. I did 99 Problems. No, sorry, not 99 Problems. Best Names was over Jay-Z. Holy Baby. Can't touch the untouchable. It's Holy Baby. I did that one. Yeah, so I think 50 Cent, I did something to his Magic Stick. So I think it was like that, I guess.
So Nas Got Yourself a Gun was around 2001.
Hey, shout out to the 2001. All right, when was 50 Cent Magic Stick?
Was that like 03, 02 maybe?
50 Cent, he's a little bit after that, right?
Okay.
Maybe 03.
Right.
So,
he was. And what about Holy Baby from Jay-Z?
We have to, we'll check it out.
Yeah, around there, Cameron and Jay-Z did Welcome to New York City, and I know I did something to that. So,
yeah, 2003 was 50. So we're talking about around 2000.
Wow.
Around 2001, 2002. That's 20 years. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? I wish that I don't even want to brag about 20 years. If I don't got 20 years worth of money, all the artists now are talking about how long they've been in it and their longevity, and they celebrating their projects that they have and stuff. They're like, yeah, Reasonable Doubt is this many years old. Illmatic is this many years old. Whatever. That's because they're with them years, the stuff came with successes. They got NFTs or whatever comes with whatever. They have plaques, they have different things. So I don't even like to even, that's why I'm like, you really want to count the years? I don't really, like the progress.
But think about it this way. Think about it this way. So a lot of the actual hip hop pioneers, such as Rakim, right? Even before him, a lot of those people paved the way for the Nas's who are like hip hop royalty, but they don't have the same notoriety, right, as the Nas's and the Jay-Z's. Nas's and the Jay-Z's came, and Nas and Jay-Z, there's no Nas and Jay-Z without Rakim and KRS-One. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But so you kind of, sometimes the first ones sacrifice for the next ones, and the next ones end up being way big, in terms of fame. Right. But not so much in terms of, but at the end of the day, you have reinvented yourself multiple times. And that's what I like. That's one thing I would say about you as an artist. Not everybody has been able to do that. There's a lot of people, as you know, we've seen them come and go. We've seen a lot of people come and go in the time period that you've been working. Right. I want you to talk a little bit about reinventing, and then, Miriam, if you have something after that, talk a little about reinventing yourself and feeling the need to reinvent yourself based on the support you kind of got in the Muslim community. Because I know it's difficult in the Muslim community because of the music. It's our own thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've always grappled with music, so sometimes I would quit. So throughout the 20 years, I would stop, take a break, start back again, disappear, don't really do nothing, then come back, do something. I got married, I had a baby, stop, because I've been in relationships that weren't supportive. I was married, and my significant other didn't support my artistry. So you take a break, because you really can't, even with anything that you want to do, and you really want to be successful, and you want to be really motivated and encouraged to do be your best self, you do need support. Being void of support, whether it's from a community or your significant other, can have an impact on you for sure. So I took a lot of breaks. So in coming back after taking breaks, I always just make sure that the bars are on point, that that I'm still keeping within, I'm known for my lyricism, and that I'm either stepping it up or I'm keeping it on the same level. Like, people was used to heat and fire, and I can give them fire, and they don't really expect fire and ice from me. They expect fire. So I want to make sure I was always doing that. But in reinventing myself, I try to play around with my look a little bit. I try to look like something. And in doing, and even so more now, and I feel more of the pressure to do that, because more of the focus, is on how things look and aesthetics. But I've tried. I mean, I don't give in to everything, but I try to, play with aesthetics a little bit. I've stepped it up with my visuals, which is, that, I don't think I had a lot of real videos back then. But even when someone looks at my older videos, and then they look at, what's coming now, or what has been done recently, the videos, we reinvent ourselves with that. And then, being in different circles, to rub different shoulders and network with other people for other opportunities. So that way, when I come back to you, I'm coming back to you in a movie, I'm coming in a documentary screen, I'm on, or I'm somebody's guest on a podcast. I'm still always wanted to, making sure that I just somehow stay relevant, even though it, I'm not quite popular, but the quality over quantity, and I've been trying my best to really be, on top of the quantity. And that's why in the articles, I'm popping up in the different articles, and because it's, when we come back, they, people are looking at me, they're expecting a certain something from me. And I've been trying to deliver, and what I've done too in reinventing myself is just not really focusing on making quote unquote Islamic hip hop no more, or it just, occasion. I can dip. I'm versatile enough. I can do it any time I want to, any freestyle, or get on anybody's record and do it. But I have just been trying to just make decent music and have decent visuals and look like a starra with an aura.
I'm curious as to what kind of events you performed at, especially when you were first starting. Did you get invited to a lot of Muslim events, or did you go to events that were not geared towards Muslims? Like, what kind of events did you typically perform at?
Well, when I first started off, from the minimal support that I did get from the community, imams were booking me to do their Eid events. I did a lot of people's Eid events. I've done a few community fundraising events. I've been in the jail in Rikers Island, the men's side and the women's facility for Eid. But Eid, imagine being performing for people Eid in a jail, which before it was even cool or anything like that. I did that. The interesting thing about that jail story is that, because I love sharing this part with people, is that when I was in elementary school, I was bullied a little bit. And there was a particular person that used to, bully me. And, or as a matter of fact, was it high school? I don't remember if it was I think it was high school. Well, somewhere along the line, somebody was bullying me, right? And I ended up performing for her in jail. Whoa. When I went that day for the Eid, she wasn't Muslim when I went for that day for the Eid and I performed on the women's side, she was in the front row. Could you imagine what it's like to see somebody who used to bully you and now they're sitting in jail and you're performing for them? You're their entertainment. And it's like so crazy because, when people bully you and you want to run, you're like, if I ever run into, when you get like your courage or when you get older or if you get stronger or bigger, you're like, yo, if I run into so-and-so, it's on. Like, it's on. I'm going to do this. And then when you run into them, when I ran into them, I was like, I was just so humble because I was just like, sometimes you don't even have to give people back for things that they do. Look at the karma of what things go. But yeah, I've done fundraisers, I've done block parties, Eid events, Muslims events, that they, normally would use the religion to get me to do it for free by saying, do this BCBD law for the sake of Allah. I did a lot of free events and getting my name out there or just, to be busy and active, a lot of free events. So, and there were some, there was a few tours, a few college shows. I think those probably came a little bit later because, the tour, that one was like 2010. So the Don't Believe the Hype tour happened in like 2010. So there was something that happened in between there. I would sometimes get flued out to go do something at a cultural center or whatever, or perform somewhere at the Schomburg or something. So there were a lot of opportunities. However, I still never made certain spaces that I felt I should have or probably should have been in, the mosques, the CARES, the ICNAs, the ISNAs, the taking it to the streets, the wherever else, big places and big stages. I think there was an event that happened at the Apollo. I don't know. We all got the invite or something, but I'm grateful for all my opportunities. I would have loved to have those missed opportunities. Who wouldn't want to be able to say that, oh, they shared the stage with Mos Def, or oh, they were, they had, I don't even know how many people would attend ISNA and ICNA and stuff, but they will always tell us it's thousands, and you want that many eyes on you and ears on you at one time. So, I mean, I think I did an Islamic Relief event, and that was probably by like default, kind of like, I don't know, like maybe I'm trying to remember, was that like through Native Dean or something? But yeah, a lot of performances in a lot of places.
All right.
So what did that, all right, so I know you ended up, so obviously, because you mentioned a little bit about those, that's a really good question too, about the events. Because while you're saying that you did events, you didn't get to those events. You did do a lot of events that, with the jail events, some other things that nobody's ever been able to do. One of the things that I loved, what I saw once that once I saw you doing a battle rap, right? And you was killing somebody too. And I was like, look at that. Again, you know what I mean? I don't know if we've ever seen like a Muslim, woman hip hop artist who was doing Islamic rap and then doing real straight up battle rap too. So again, you innovate right within us. What made you decide to get into that kind of that poetic battle rap that it's kind of into that? It's like a big deal now, right? What made you decide to do that?
Well, for starters, in terms of battle rap, I used to battle rap growing up. Before making a mixtape. What happened is, as a female, this is a male dominated sport. So when you go around and guys hear that you rap, sometimes people discredit you. They'll, are you nice? People like condescending messages and different things. And you have to prove yourself. So improving yourself, that's when you do a few lyrical funerals. You have to do some funerals and improving yourself. So I've used to battle in high school. I used to battle in college. I would battle in the streets of Brooklyn. I would battle. So in college, I had my first battle, and that was at the time that Rockaware was popular. Jay-Z had his clothing line because I had a Rockaware velour red and white sweatsuit with white Nikes for my battle that I had. And I was attending Borough Community College, and I was the first female champion. I won that first semester. And then they had a club, like a rap hip hop club or something. So I didn't win next semester when it was time to battle. I battled this guy again or whatever, and I didn't win that one. All I really remember him saying is something about how you gonna find something if you can't find Nemo. He had like two lines that I think I remember. I was like, okay, those were good. But I won that and got a trophy for that, which I brought back to my hood, and they were kind of like celebrating me and stuff like that. But I did also, like, in terms of some battling, like in the hood, when I was in high school, I met so I used to be in a group, which a lot of people don't know. But how I met my group mate is because we battled, and she tried to battle me with my raps. So then, after that, it was like, I don't remember how we worked it out, but we ended up being a group for a short time, and we were like recording, and we were like working with the producer, Rockwaller, who worked with Method Man and Redman and stuff, and we were trying to work on something. And so I battled her to be, so I was used to battling. And one thing that a lot of people don't, I don't say, I guess, to a lot of people, because nowadays it would look like clout chasing. So I don't say it too much, but I used to battle with Papoose in the streets of Brooklyn. We used to go from hood to hood way before he dreamed of marrying Remy Ma, before he even met her. We used to battle in hoods in Brooklyn. So I've been doing this for a long time. And what really made me want to go further in it, like what made me want to say, okay, I know I do Islamic hip hop, or I know I could rap. I know, I do positive, conscious stuff. I know I could do this. Is because everyone started coming into this lane, and I wanted something that makes me stand out. Because now I don't want to say it was getting saturated. It was just other people were coming in, and some people were coming in and quite copying, doing the same thing I was doing. And then I was like, so what makes me unique now? Because these men are coming in doing the same thing I'm doing. They're getting more light for it, more shine, making more money, they get more recognition. But I did that already. So what can I do? And I know what I do in terms of the battle rap lane. I know everyone's not equipped to do that. So I said, people are not going to come in this lane. The same way I've made a mixtape with my daughter, and we were rapping together. And I said, I'm going to make a record with my daughter. We're going to be a mother-daughter duo. Nobody, they can't copy this either. A lot of them don't even have children. So I said, let's go into this. I'm going into this lane. So I just was trying to be different, stand out, and back to what Khalil said about reinventing myself. So I also I felt stuck in regular rap and just stuck with the Muslim community. Like I wasn't really growing or going farther than I was going. And I said, how can I get out of this rut? I need to do something. So I went to the battle rap route. I was hesitant for so long for getting into it, because I know once you get into battle rap, it's a offensive sport. It's a disrespectful sport. And I know the people are going to say a lot about my religion. and a lot about me being Muslim and do I want that, etc., etc. But I took a chance. I went into it, and the greatest thing that came from me being in battle rap is me after 20 years, 19 years, or whatever it was in this thing. I was finally in a movie with my craft. I've done many documentaries throughout the years, but I was finally in a movie on Netflix, one of the hottest movies of 2020, the 40-year-old version, VERSION. And I mean, even in and from that, a lot of people were, sharing. They were hitting me up, telling me how proud they was of me. And I think that honestly, I think it's disgusting that I had to be on TV to be validated by my community, for people to be proud of me. I've been working for years. I've been trying to be a good role model to young Muslim women, to the young girls, to the youth, with me not cursing and everything in my lyrics, for me, uplift, me always showing up modest, covered, classy, for me, showing up and, just like uplifting uplifting Islam in spaces, although, Islam didn't need me, what I do, Allah don't need me to do this. This is like just, optional. But I felt like I've done so many things throughout the time. And even just, recently becoming like just speaking more on domestic violence and that social ill, or even other social ills. I just feel like I do so much, or have done so much in my eyes, that this now was the moment that people finally were proud of me, because they seen me in a movie on a Netflix. It was not a Netflix when I started this. It was no such thing. No Netflix, no Hulu, no TikTok, no Instagram, no Twitter, none of that. None of that, no Spotify, none of it was here. And I was here selling CDs out of my suitcase, and having to go to people hand to hand. And we had MySpace, and we was really thugging it out. So I just was like, wow, people proud of me because I did Vogue and because I did Netflix. And it's sad that our people and most people, you need names and brands, and you need cosigns, and you need all these other things other than just being your authentic self for validation. It's really disheartening in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. You have anything, Mary, before I go to the next one?
Yes. So the other day, there was a post on Facebook in a Muslim group, and they were saying, it was just a post asking, do you know how to swim? And so some people were saying, yeah, I know how to swim. Some people said, I don't know how to swim. But the Muslim sisters in the group, and a lot of them said, because of what we had to wear, because there weren't bathing suits for us, because we were hijabis, we didn't know what to wear in pools. So because of that, we didn't learn how to swim. And when I really thought about it, I think about a lot of things that as women and as hijabis, we might think we can't do because of it. So I want to know, like, what advice do you have for like young hijabis who might think they can't do certain things because, oh, well, I'm wearing a hijab, so I can't be a dancer, or I can't be a gymnast, or I can't be a rapper, or I can't be a singer. What advice would you have for like some young girls?
Well, for starters, at this juncture where we are in our lives, is really nothing that we can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's shown by people like Ilhan Omar. She's a congresswoman. That's shown by Fencer Ibtihaj. That's shown by, there's another sister who played ball. I mean, we broken into those spaces, so therefore you can. I mean, my daughter could be the president.
Right.
I mean, Kamala Harris was this close. I mean, she's not Muslim, but I just feel like we can find us in so many different spaces. I was in Target last month in February, and in Target I seen Leah Vernon and Basha Regine in Target. They have their pictures there. They're modeling. I don't know if you know them. Y'all know them, but they're modeling, so they're in Target. So I mean, we're in these spaces. Not to say that we don't still have challenges. No, we still do have challenges because there's certain spaces you can't get into. But you remember Halima Aiden? She was modeling bikinis. She had on, bathing suits, and people gave her flack for it. Mostly the Muslims gave her flack for it. They felt like it was fire. She looked good, and it looks nice. So we're able to do anything. And we really shouldn't let someone who can't make things happen for themselves talk us out of pursuing our goals or talk us out of a dream just because they might have fear. We can't let other people's fear take control of us and become now our fear. Like, don't project what you feel about yourself, your inadequacies onto me. I mean, that whoever felt like that, they probably have, some low self-esteem, or they might have some reservations. They probably just need to be uplifted. You just need to get into another circle, because my friends don't tell me of what I can't do. My close friends who are in my circle, they encourage me every step of the way with whatever I want to do. When I wanted to pursue my master's, my friends did not tell me, oh, you have a child, oh, how you gonna do this, oh, about your job. They told me I could do it. My friends were with me on set when I got tired filming that movie, and it was exhausting. I had to do it over and over again. They stayed with me the whole time on set, as a support system for me. I have some of the most loyal friends, and getting a good circle and having great supportive friends and a foundation and a support system is so detrimental. So but what I can say is, though, the music industry not too welcoming to Muslims, which is why I want to now see how I can get behind the scenes, how I can get into ghostwriting, and the only reason why I say that is because it's a male dominated industry, and really the focus a lot is, on selling sex. That's just what it's been. The Queen Latifah, MC Light, Yo-Yo, Bahamadia, the Brat, Lauryn Hill days are over and done. So all of the top women that you see that are getting airplay, that are getting sponsorships from corporate and corporations and getting companies and getting movies, and someone's giving them endorsements, they all sell sex. And all of the women who don't do that, they're not on the level. They are doing their thing, they're existing, but they're not on the level. It's like they're not being propelled. So they'll let you exist. You will get a seat at the table, but when you get your seat, they will tell you chicken or fish, whereas other people will get chicken and fish. And you will see that you're slighted at the table because of, you have your morals and values that you want to uphold. So I can't even tell people, oh yeah, you can get in the industry, you can be a rapper, you can be a battle rapper, you can make it as a singer. I mean, I think I seen a Muslima who was on America's Got Talent or something. They might let you audition. You might could show up onto something, but I just feel like the music, because being as male dominated, that's what men want to see. Men want to see women sexy, and they want to see you talking. They want to hear you talking about sex, and that's just how it is. But so I'll tell that person they're gonna have some challenges in trying to get in, and it's really, and that's why you see, a lot of the Muslims who they either that want to rap really on that level, they either come out of the hijab or they compromise it so much, the clothes are so tight and things.
Lost you for 1 second.
There we go.
Oh, or they don't wear the hijab at all. I think I recall when I first came in, I thought Eve was Muslim, and I remember reading on her credits on her album, her first album, Let There Be Eve, on the credit, she said, I like to thank Allah, right? And then she had in a song that she wrote called Heaven Only Knows, when she was like something telling her story, and she was like, I thank Allah every day and there's no going back, and that was the wave. But then that short, however it was, it fizzled out. The same way there have been other Muslims or people who have tried to practice Islam that you see on reality shows. And when you go on that show, or it's just, it's difficult in music though, which is probably why some people think it's so controversial and frown upon it on it. But, y'all see what I've been doing all these years, 20 years, y'all never seen me out of hijab. Y'all never seen me twerking. Y'all never seen me embarrassing y'all. When I go to the masjid, I don't have to hide from nobody. When I see the imam in the street, I don't have to hide my face or turn and go across the street. Any leaders that I run into, I do not have to hide from them, because the person that I am is nothing to be ashamed of, So I think I do. I think that, I try my best to stay within the boundaries. I did get confronted by the lovely Aisha Prom, who she checked me at an event that I was at. And she was just telling me, she laughed, and she did it in a jokingly way. And in a way that you're supposed to correct people. You shouldn't correct people for something, or come to someone to talk to them about something, and they leave so offended, and now they, so angry, because sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes it's not how you say it, it's what you said and how you say it and everything. So if y'all don't know, I did a battle rap where I battled a guy. And in that battle, I had said that, I said, rookie, but I'm not a vet. 5 years celibate, and it's still wet. And that's when she came to me. She put me to the side. She said, I seen your rap. She was like, I seen your stuff. But she said, you will not be telling people out here about your stuff. She was like, you don't be telling, and she checked me about that line. She felt I knew what I was doing when I wrote the line. It was meant to be shock value. And, and that's what comes with battle rap. I say, Dad, it's a lot I can't do in music and in battle rap. Every now and again, I got to keep it spicy. Jalapeno habanero, so I knew what I was doing when I did the line. A lot of people remember it. It's a quotable, but I did get checked from one of my leaders. But once again, when I seen her, I didn't have to duck her or hide from her, or even avoid having the conversations. I'm really open to us having a conversation when it comes to my artistry, so.
You know what? I love that. I love that because, that's actually, it reminds me of like how Sahaba were like, Sahaba made all types of mistakes and tripped up. And then another person would come in and the prophet would correct them in a kind way, or they would correct each other in a kind way. They didn't cut each other off. I mean, some of the stuff they did to each other was way worse than what you said, right? Or said to each other was way worse. And they didn't cut each other off or make a campaign, a social media,
boycott, right?
You know what I mean?
Boycott, cancel her. Cancel.
Right, cancel culture.
Right. And I love that you told that story, and you told like what Aisha Prom said, and even that you accepted it, because that's Islam to me. Like we're not walking around here perfect, right? So I really appreciate that story, actually. To move connected to what Mariam asked about, the options for Muslim women, I do see that, and as a person who's been in hip hop, almost as long, right? I see where now the lane for Muslim women is really sad in this way, has been to bypass the Muslim. In order for Muslim women to get the notoriety, they had to almost bypass the Muslim community, because the Muslim community has nothing for them. So they had to go to other spaces. You mentioned that with the film, it
was through my relationship with the Queen of the Ring, with Babs Bunny, that I was able to get the opportunity. And here that is a non-Muslim, you know, a Christian woman who had to give me my first movie role. Meanwhile, I've been in the community for how many years, and there were movies that were made by our dear brother Omar Reagan, and I didn't get called. I mean,
yeah, he had a hard time. We called, we called you, but we couldn't make the time work. But you remember I called you. I called you about my movie. You remember? You were on my list. Yeah. You remember that?
So yeah, but movies are getting shot in our community. They did Jen. I don't know. People do movies out of, you don't get no call for things. And so I mean, that was my first opportunity. It came from her. And I just met her by going to one of her battle events. Like I wrote a rap. She was tagged in the rap. She started then to follow me. We started to, talk a little bit in a DM. She messaged me like, let me know when you want to come to a battle rap event. I came, she had me on the guest list. We talked a little backstage, and then it was history from there. And then, so when I sometimes wonder if people are not really giving me opportunities, maybe because they felt like I was difficult to talk to or deal with, or maybe they feel like I'm bougie. I don't know. They think I'm stuck up. I don't know what's the story, but I've been like, dang, I know how to communicate. I'm like, dang, I could build relationships. I could be, I don't know what y'all want me to be, but I could be fun to be around, and I could take some directives, and I could like hold conversation. So I don't know, but yeah, we usually have to go out of them spaces. Unfortunately, we don't really want to. And that's why now when someone try to tell me, like I have people telling me, to re-release those records that I put out, those Dean Hards, those, best names, or this record and that record, they want me putting this, somebody wants me to put it out. They want me to get original beats, go re-record those, put that out, and I just be like, but do they want it? Do the Muslims want that? If I go and shoot all these videos, and if I go and re-record this, are they going to buy it? Will they go and buy it? Will they purchase it? Are they going to, like what's going to happen? Like, they so finicky. You know how they go.
Yeah, I would say go for it. You never know. I think Kehlani puts out stuff now that's, with Muslim themes, and you know what I mean? So, and people follow. I don't know about buying, because nobody's buying records, even in the main industry now. Everything is streaming and Spotify and all that stuff.
Right? Yeah, and Spotify is not paying.
Yeah.
At all. They giving you pennies, for your stuff. So you're doing all that work. Yeah, all that work to be ripped off and jerked around. So.
Yeah. Any more questions, Miriam?
No, but I do want to say that people in the comments are saying to put your music out.
They are? Yes. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. I need all y'all all need to get a petition going or something. I mean, I'm like, look, can't believe you need more people. Like, I need to see it, because like I said, when I look at like where the support is coming from now, I pay attention to a video I released, how many views it got, how many subscribers do I have on YouTube, how many followers are following me on Instagram, how many people, if I put something on Bandcamp, how many people really went to go and buy the record. So I put a record out for women empowerment on my birthday, and I said, listen, this will just bring me great joy if you all go and get my single. It was $1.99, and I was able to see who all went to purchase it, and I have way more people that didn't purchase it than people that did, like so many, so many people, and that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that people are going to support you with their time, and it doesn't mean they're going to support you with money. If you invite people to events, how many people show up and appear? So you all want me to be the poster girl for Islam. Meanwhile, you all are not showing me that y'all support me, for me to have this type of dedication and commitment to you. So it's like, what are we doing?
I think
I tried to collaborate with Muslimas. That was uneventful and unsuccessful. Meanwhile, I messaged 3 women from battle rap who I didn't have a relationship with, who, and told them my vision. I said, listen, Brandy has a record. I want to be down. It's classic. The remix was classic with Yo Yo, MC Light, and Queen Latifah. I want to remake this, like, and do this. And I wanted to do it originally with the Muslim women of my faith who do stuff. And I've reached out to people. People have said we're going to collaborate and they don't move on it. I have people cancel on me after saying to collaborate. They changed their mind. I had someone that I collaborated with that, we went in and we did some stuff. They took my verse out, made their verse longer. Like, it's just a lot. So meanwhile, it was so easy to just go with these women. They were so easy to work with. It was so easy working out all the business of it, of who to pay, who wanted to get paid what was easy. And then getting them together, I assume that, if we shoot a video, it's going to be easy. But why couldn't that process be as easy with the Muslims? Like, why? It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, I think the issue, because it's all over the Muslim community in general, which is what makes, you actually important, because you've kept going despite all those things. And a lot of people who had very similar experiences stopped because of those very things, right? Where you kept going. And that's why I say you should release it. It doesn't matter, because they're going, somebody may pick it up in ways that you never know. That's how art works. But I think that Muslims are kind of finally just kind of coming out of that fog. And what happened was everybody's kind of desperate because of that struggle and not having a support, because it's, let's just be real, because it's music and it's because it's, taboo anyway. And let's be real also, because you're a woman, right? And then women who are fighting for that, that space, and it just doesn't feel like it's that many opportunities. Unfortunately, it's like a setup to a certain extent, which causes almost unnecessary competition, right? And so, my hope, right? That's why I hope, you continue, not just because really music, as music is just one thing. You're an artist, right? You create, right? You know how to create, being a creative is, right? So you're doing movies now, who knows what kind of creative endeavor you do. Just keep doing it, right? Just keep doing it. That's the main thing. Just keep creating, because we need more creatives, especially Muslim women creatives, and who are unapologetically, one of the reasons why I wanted you here is it's not just that you're a Muslim woman, but you've been consistent over, like you said, the last 20 years, and being unapologetic about who you are. And that to me is, in many ways, even more important than the art, right? Because a lot of times people feel like they have to almost lose their identity in order to be successful. And you don't seem to be going that way, right? And that's what's great. So keep creating whatever you do. And they're saying it in the chat too. So if there's
I don't even know where the chat is at because I can't see it.
on the museum page, it's cool.
Okay, shout out to all of you who are watching, who are tuning in and commenting. We appreciate that. I do want to also make it clear that since we all talk about first, and I am the first lady of and the pioneer and the first lady of Islamic hip hop, or however they want to call it, I want to say that I think also that I happen to be I'm probably the first Muslim artist with a master's degree. I think I am in hip hop. Not males, but I think from women, even women that are not Muslim. I think I talked to you about this, Brother Khalil. I think Sister Soldier and maybe Roxanne Shante are probably the only in the industry that rap that also have degrees, And the education is important because that's part of what I stand for. It's part of, it's, I think, I agree with what Malcolm X said when he said that education is passport for the future. And I feel like it's so important to push that, especially when there's places and countries where women can't go to school or they can't get an education. There's places where it's not easily accessible in certain parts of the world. And, you know, I would still read, even though I don't know how true it is, that the Taliban is still stopping women in Afghanistan or whatever from learning or getting an education or going to school or different things. So that is so important because, you know, in order for women to really know their rights and to really have a chance to have a seat at certain tables, you know, we need women doctors, we need lawyers, we need social workers, we need, I don't know, whatever it is that we need that would probably require you to have education as well as like skill and experience. So that's important. That's important. So I like to push that, but that also gets to put me in my own lane by myself. Because like I said, you know, I'm in this shark pool tank with all these other people. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, look, my degree coming, it's like a piranha, like, like listen, I'm different. We not ratchet. We are, you know, we pushing for higher of everything, higher learning, higher, you know, we pushing for, you know, higher levels, even to reach them higher levels that we want to be within our faith, where we amen and saying like just in elevation, in all different ways. So I'm like telling people, look, now won't y'all go back to school? Y'all want to catch up to me? Because I got people on my back trying to tell me to get a doctorate. I ignore their phone call. I be ducking and dodging. Anyone on me trying to put pressure on me, you know. But that I know, like there's a particular one person who helped to write my my letter for recommendation for school. And when I see her call coming through and the thing, I'll be like this, we're not picking that up because I need a break. Like
right. Yeah, man. So before we go, you know, I don't know if you have anything, right? But you are a rapper and an artist, and I love if you had something for me. I know I didn't ask you to prepare for this, so if you don't, that's cool. So know how that go. But if you got something for us, for the audience that you can give us, poetry, rap wise, if it's the occasion, we love to hear it.
Hey, look at him. If you got something, you have something that fit the occasion. People do that to me all the time. What we should, all right, what I'll do is I'll give you a sneak peek of one of the records that should be dropping during the month of Ramadan.
Okay.
You know, because and now I just shot a video for it like last week.
All right.
I was trying to pull it up because you caught me off guard. So you know I wasn't ready. You think you slick, but you ain't said nothing slick to a can of paint. I just gotta find it. Like where it go? I felt like I had it because I know I didn't delete it. I said to myself, did we delete it? No. But also, so I did a collaboration with brother Akil the MC from Jurassic 5.
Oh,
nice. We have a song coming out called Can a Church Say?
Nice.
Original song. Yeah, nice. Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about legendary stuff. Legendary stuff. So I can't get no records with no, you know, other Muslim artists. You and me don't got no records, Khalil. But or your band, I don't have no records with them.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's. All right. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to hear me, but we'll see. Amen. Can the believers say amen? Amen. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Amen. Can the believers say amen? Amen. Amen. Sometimes I don't want to pray, but I know I need to pray. Feel like dying. I need to live today, playing hide and seek when Shaitan to come for me. I'm a piece of work, but God not done with me. I'm just trying to breathe again and live comfortably. And you learn from messing up, and that change take time. So what more do they want from me? All human beings deserve respect, but it's just us looking for just us, didn't get it yet. All human beings are valuable. None of us is perfect, not infallible. Be careful with words. Words are powerful. More love, less hate. Yeah, I challenge you. It's time to remix the dream and keep God first in all things. Amen. Can the believer say amen? 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 Amen. Y'all turn. Can the believer say amen?
Don't mess your timing up. I mean.
That was nice. I like that.
And you know what? When I was writing it, you know, I just wanted to try to be as honest and real and transparent as possible. And I know a lot of people feel like how I was feeling, like, you know, when I break down, you know, what I was saying in my verse, you know, sometimes I don't want to pray. Like some people really feel like that. Like, you know, it's whether it's Fajr is a struggle, whether, you know, you might just really be like, you know, you have something that happens and you just, hey, that just happens, right? Sometimes people feel like that. But then I say, but I know I need to pray. Like we know we need that. We know that we need the prayer. We know that, you know, we need Allah. Allah don't need us, but it's important. It's a protection for us. So we know we need it. So I'm like, you know, but I know I need to pray. Feel like dying. I need to live today. And what I'm talking about is like the spiritual death, because whenever you really feel like you don't want to pray no more, really inside, you spiritually going through something, and that's when you might be having that spiritual death. So it wasn't like I was talking about a suicide, but I was like, feel like dying. I need to live today, playing hide and seek when Shaitan to come for me. So Shaitan said he was going to wait on the path for the believers, that he was going to be waiting. He did, working overtime, always trying to come for us to get us to do stuff and things like that. So I feel like, to me, my verse is so fire, you know, and I have the best verse on the song. my verse? Shout out to, you know, Brother Shahid and Brother Akil. Yeah, but I got the best verse on the song. And, you know, I be amazing myself sometimes. When I have a hot verse, I be like, dang, I be upset that the world can't really hear what I did. Like, it's not on the radio, it's not TV. It's going to be on a small level, and it's not going to be like mainstream, because I'll be like, dad, I really killed that, or I said something that, a lot of stuff that I really, you know.
But you know what, you know, sometimes, man, it's just about inspiring. I mean, you had people in the comments saying I mean, by the way, I got mad I mean comments right here with people listening to you there. So you ordered something, because everybody's saying I mean. So you never know, man. I mean, I tell people all the time, especially independent artists, right? Sometimes it's not about the scale or the amount. You never know who you're inspiring, right? And so you might be the spark of inspiring something. And you know, Nipsey Hussle always said, just keep going. You know, Nipsey Hussle was doing it for a long time, and all of a sudden, and that's how it works, man. You keep going, and all of a sudden something sparks. So, you know, don't stop. That's the main thing, is just don't stop. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, because I don't know who y'all be wanting to call, or you was considering. But what I really like, honestly, is that not only do you all, you know, respect my artistry and you know, acknowledge me and stuff like that, just giving me my flowers, you know, why I'm still here, and I could get it, and I could hear it from y'all. So that's special, you know, special to me. I mean, I would love to hear who all you was trying to get for this thing, but yeah, that would be nice, because you know, in certain cases, I don't know why, but like, because in certain cases, you know, I've been people's like second choice. You know, they'll be like, oh, we can't get so and so, let's call Misunderstood for the show or whatever. So I'm
gonna clue you in, right? While we still I can clue you in on that, right? So there was nobody for this slot, because there was nobody who has the tenure and the time span that you have. So That's just real. Like nobody's 20 years in, nobody has a Netflix and been doing hip hop for that long. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? So seriously, real talk, right? And this is, Women's History Month, and alhamdulillah, I'm glad you actually said yes. We really appreciate it. So it wasn't one of those things where, okay, you were an option because the option didn't work.
Right.
Miriam knows, like, we didn't do that. We were like, okay, we're getting misunderstood.
Right. That's the choice.
Right.
Listen, don't forget to take the selfie of all of us. I mean, the screenshot.
You want to get a screenshot of? Okay, I will do it. I got the recording, so I'm gonna do it. I'll give you that, okay. And I'll send the recording to you. But we're gonna wrap up now and say we appreciate it. Is Miriam, you have any other last thing?
You have any like social media things you want to shout out? Any, like, I know you say you have a YouTube page. I don't know if you have an Instagram you want to shout out, TikTok, all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm Missundastood on Facebook, MISSUNDASTOOD. That's 2 words. I'm The Real Misunderstood on YouTube. I'm Misunderstood NYC on Instagram. And I'm on Twitter as Misunderstood NYC, like MS_understood NYC. Yeah, I'm on all of those. And then I'm on Bandcamp. I have my album Queen's Best Kept Secret is on Bandcamp. The single Best Names and As Well As They Come is on Bandcamp. My Women Empowerment new record, which is out right now, that y'all should go and download and buy and support and stuff, is on Bandcamp. Because I see the money from the Bandcamp. I don't know about the other stuff, but Bandcamp take their percentage, they 15%, and I get my money. So having stuff on Bandcamp, and for Ramadan, I'm gonna release. It's my hope that I'm releasing, 2 new videos, which are 2 singles that I did with Brother Akil, which nobody has heard yet. I have an old single that I did with him, no one has heard, called King of Kings, and we're gonna put that out. And then I also have Can the Church Say? So, look for the new music that's coming and everything. It's my page and my progress is going to be a little slow because I really need to focus, like most people, we need to focus in during that month on the worship. I'm going to try to register for Arabic class. So, the page might be a little dry next month, but I do have. Last month I went to Egypt, so I'll be sharing the pictures all month of Ramadan because I didn't share it, so y'all gonna get some pyramid photos. How's that for history? Y'all gonna get some. I got some, some other stuff, that Egypt have a lot of stuff to see. So yeah, that's it.
Alhamdulillah. Well, to everyone, thank you. On behalf of American Islamic Heritage Museum, we really thank you for coming on. Inshallah. We'll see you all next time. We have, on Thursday, we have a writer, Layla Carlos, who's a romance writer. She will be coming on, and we'll be highlighting her. So don't miss that Thursday, 7 p.m.
Cayenne peppers.
Thanks again, and thanks for not. Please don't stop. We want to hear more from you. Misunderstood. All right. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.